Hello everyone, my name is Ritesh Pandey and in this video, we'll begin P block elements in inorganic chemistry class 12. Now naturally, when it comes to inorganic chemistry, a popular myth is it's a science to be mugged up. Now chances are, throughout my discussions here on all of inorganic chemistry, I'll be trying my level best to explain things logically. In the current scenario, NCERT being the mother textbook for board exams as well as the competition exams, I'll be very deliberately following the text of NCERT. It's best to have a copy of NCERT and take a note of all the key points I'll be highlighting during the discussions. Or a better option would be, to make fresh notes based upon the text of NCERT, which I'll be doing out here. For more challenging exams, for more competitive questions, all the extra informations which are required, I would be supplementing those informations, those facts along with our discussions. I repeat, taking NCERT as the basic text. In class 11 we are taught about boron and carbon family. So in class 12 we begin directly with nitrogen family, which is called group 15 or 5A. Now 5A, the Roman numeral 5 and the subgroup A, is about the old periodic table which was based on atomic weight. In the modern periodic table, we assign English numeral, it's group 15. Nitrogen family, it's also called nicogens, we'll come to that. You might want to begin with a heading like group 15 or 5A, nitrogen family, and as I told you, we'll want to keep NCERT as the basic text. Now right away, this would give you a feel of the NCERT text, and this is unit 7 in NCERT, class 12 part 1, and in the P block elements we are going to begin with the nitrogen family. The nitrogen family, group 15 or group 5A, with members being nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth. Nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth. The general configuration naturally is NS2NP3, NS2NP3, 5 valence electrons. That's why group 5A in the old periodic table, group 15 in the new periodic table. You call it nitrogen family, you call it nitrogen family, you call it nitrogen family, which is also given a name, although it's a little less popular. This is called a group of nicogens. I'll come to this. The term nicogen literally means suffocating or poisonous or fatal. Suffocating, fatal or poisonous. Now, right away, nitrogen is a gas. Nitrogen is a gas. Almost 80% of the atmosphere. It's written 78% in NCERT. It's almost 78%, 80% in the atmosphere. And there are two very important minerals, NaNO3 and KNO3. NaNO3, KNO3, they're called saltpeter. KNO3 is called Indian saltpeter. These are two mineral sources of nitrogen. This is Chile saltpeter. These are two mineral sources of nitrogen. Nitrogen is a gas, phosphorus is a soft waxy solid. It's a soft waxy solid, and arsenic, antimony, bismuth, they're all solids, naturally they're all solids. This happens to be a very classical group along with carbon family, along with the carbon group. It happens to be a classical group where the migration from non-metallic to metallic character is very gradually and periodically seen. In the sense, nitrogen, phosphorus, they are completely non-metallic. Nitrogen, phosphorus, they are completely non-metallic. They are completely non-metallic. These two are pretty much metalloids, and bismuth, you will see, has complete metal character. Bismuth will behave completely like a metal, both in the physical and chemical manner. I was talking about nitrogen. 80% of the atmosphere is almost nitrogen. The mineral sources are nitrate, sodium nitrate, potassium nitrate, because the name Chile saltpeter, Indian saltpeter is also given in NCERT. Somewhere you will want to recall that KNO3 is the Indian saltpeter, alphabetical order IJK. This could be an easier way to recall that potassium nitrate is Indian saltpeter. Phosphorus, bio people would know. Phosphorus, the source could be living organisms. It's present as phosphoproteins in milk, egg, bones. So this will have its origin in plants and animals, proteins, plants, animal, protein, phosphoprotein, you know, they're in milk, egg, bone, etc. And two very popular minerals of phosphorus, and the formula you will be told are calcium phosphate dot CaF2 and calcium phosphate dot CaCl2. Now the first one is called fluorapatite, the second one is called chloropatite. So these are two mineral sources, fluorapatite and chloropatite. I think it's given in NCERT as well. And in NCERT, the chloropatite, fluorapatite and the patite family is given a common formula. You know, if you understand the general formula of fluorapatite and chloropatite, you would relate to the general formula which is given as Ca9. See, it's 3 into 3, 9, PO4 whole 6 and then CaX2. So, you will be able to relate to this general formula Ca9 because this is the symbolic formula representation of chloropatite and fluorapatite. I think it's given in this one NCERT, we will check that. Arsenic antimony are present largely in form of their sulfides. Bismuth is very rare. Bismuth is a very rare metal. It's generally found in the igneous rocks. In a country like China, you have a lot of bismuth, but otherwise it's a relatively rare metal. By distillation, it's purified. You will learn that in metallurgy. And you know, talking about the atomic numbers. So nitrogen, you know, have an atomic number 7, 8, 15, then 1833, then 1851. This would be 32. So this would be 83. And after bismuth, a new element has been discovered now. You know, you will find the name in the new periodic table. It's called moscovium. You add 32 to this, you will get 115. And naturally, this is radioactive. This is radioactive with a very small half-life. So, too much about the chemistry of moscovium is not clear. The name moscovium is certainly after the popular city Moscow, where some nuclear plant, and correspondingly the name is called moscovium. Very short half-life, synthetic, radioactive, not natural. So naturally a lot of information about moscovium is not known. The name also moscovium is going to feature in a few textbooks. In the past, according to the IUPAC nomenclature for all these elements, you had a name UUP, unobtainium. But now the name is moscovium. Moving on, once you have taken note of all of this, regarding the names, there are popular mnemonics. By which nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth could be recalled. I am not going into any of those mnemonics because they are generally, you know, popular among students fraternity. Students are the creators and so many of them are, you know, very popular. So you will have one or other way of initially recalling NS2, NP2, in nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth. NS2, NP3 will help you in recalling its 2s2, 2p3, 3p3, 4p3, 5p3, 6p3, 6p ke pehle you will have 4f and 5d. Now 4f would mean the difference will be 32. Try to recall the atomic numbers, and we'll want to check you know, whether these informations are there in NCERT or not. Now this is the picture of NCERT. So you know, a few facts which we'll want to highlight, and we have already seen. The members are nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth and moscovium. Moving down the group, there is a tendency to, you know, get more metallic through metalloid character. Nitrogen and phosphorus are non-metals. So again, we have seen these properties. Nitrogen, phosphorus are non-metals. Arsenic, antimony are metalloids. Bismuth, moscovium are typical metals, although moscovium is, is radioactive. This is radioactive. A lot of property of moscovium is not determined. Occurrence, nitrogen atmosphere में रहता है. Earth crust, it's sodium nitrate. See, sodium nitrate, it's called chili saltpeter. Potassium nitrate, KNO3. KNO3 is Indian saltpeter. It is found in the form of proteins in plants and animals. And then I think about the apatite family, Ca9PO4 6CX2. This is the formula I was referring to. Everything in NCERT is important. You place fluorine here, it will become fluorapatite. You place chlorine here, it will become chloropatite. Example, fluorapatite. Remember, they have written OH here as well. So there could be CaOH whole twice as well. Along with fluorine, chlorine, they have also written OH here. Which are the main components of phosphate rocks? Phosphorus is an essential component of animal and plant matter. Now, it is present in bones, living cells. So these informations, are there with the bio students as well. It's present in the bones, living cells, milk, egg, arsenic, antimony, bismuth are found mainly as sulfide minerals. I told you they are found as sulfide minerals. Moscovium is synthetic radioactive element. Its symbol is MC, atomic number 115, atomic mass. Now all of this is not required. Atomic mass is not required. It's going to be 7p3 eventually. It's going to be 7p3 due to very short half-life and availability in little amount. Its chemistry is yet to be established. So all of this is basically summarized here. All of this is basically summarized here. So I think if you note it down, this will take care of the facts which are there in the introduction about the elements, their configuration 2p3, 3p3, 4p3, 5p3, 6p3. So naturally this will be 7p3. This will be 7p3. I told you it's radioactive. So this will take care of all the information which is there. And then atomic and physical properties of group 15 elements. Obviously we have kept moscovium away because the chemistry of moscovium is not clear. Nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth. Before going into these details, we would rather want to derive a few facts of our own. Our understanding of periodicity. Now nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth. Now naturally this has to be the order of radii. See, this has to be the order of radii. This has to be the order of radii. This has to be the order of metallic nature because down the group metallic character increases. This has to be the order of density. Non-metal becoming metal will be gas becoming solid and even denser. And with metallic character you will associate conductivity. So these are expected values. These are expected orders. This is also expected to be the order of boiling point, melting point. Although we'll see there is going to be a catch here. There's going to be a catch here. We'll see this. Boiling point, melting point. There's going to be a catch here. We'll see this. But otherwise, all of these could be very naturally understood. Nitrogen more than phosphorus, more than arsenic, more than antimony, more than bismuth. Down the group, ionization energy decreases. Ionization energy decreases. So this might very well be the order of ionization energy or ionization enthalpy. Naturally electronegativity. And we'll see that the difference in radii or the difference in ionization energy or the difference in radii, the difference in ionization energy or the difference in electronegativity, it will be maximum pronounced. The difference in radii, ionization energy, electronegativity, it will be maximum between nitrogen and phosphorus. Down the group the difference will be lesser. I happen to recall some electronegativity values. Like I recall the electronegativity values are like 3, 2.1, then 2 and then 1.9 I believe. So see the difference is lesser now. Here the difference is very prominent. We'll see electronegativity, ionization energy, radii. The difference will be maximum between nitrogen and phosphorus. Down the group, the difference will decrease. Between boiling point, melting point, there is going to be catch in one of the parameters. Now let's come to the table. But this is the summarized form. In any case, you don't want to mug up all these values. It's not like you want to mug up all these values. You know the atomic number. So atomic number is a known fact. Atomic number, 7, 8, 15 and then 18 because of the 3D filling in. Then 4D filling in. Then 4D and 5F, 4F. You will have 4F coming in, so this will be a difference of 32 plus 32 will be Moscovium 115. So this is understood. Atomic mass is not required. You don't need to mug up the atomic mass. Nitrogen atomic mass 14 and phosphorus 31 are the two values we'll need. Otherwise, we don't need the atomic mass. Electronic configuration 2p3, 3p3, 4p3, 5p3, 6p3 is known anyways. Now, these are the ionization energy values. These are the ionization energy values. What needs to be understood is, because the configuration is P3, these values will be relatively high. P3 will represent half-filled configuration. So remember, nitrogen family or nitrogen in particular will have higher ionization energy than even oxygen family. Definitely more than carbon family, but it will be more than oxygen family as well, because P3 is a half-filled stable configuration. These are three values given. You don't need to mug it up. Naturally, these values are not supposed to be mugged up. I3 is going to be more than I2, which is going to be more than I1. So ionization energy I3 more than I2 more than I1 must be known since the days of class 11. Periodic table, the subsequent values are going to be higher. I find nothing surprising here. See, this difference is big. This difference is big between nitrogen and phosphorus. 3 and 2.1, the difference is big. Then the difference is decreasing. They too have almost equal values. Radii, covalent radii, ionic radii depends upon the compound, with which the radii has been calculated. Some superscripts, you don't need to go into the details of it, would be about the most popular allotropes. Anyways, the difference is maximum between nitrogen and phosphorus here. Again, 70 to 110 is a significant difference. Then the difference is lesser, Here the difference is always almost 40 units. Then it's 10, 20, so the difference decreases. Melting point and boiling point. I told you, between melting point and boiling point, we'll want to be a little cautious. We'll want to know one fact. Boiling point, you would see, is always increasing. Boiling point is increasing. Melting point, you see, will increase till arsenic. It will increase till arsenic and then it will decrease. So we need to be careful about, the melting point. Nitrogen to arsenic it increases, and then it decreases till bismuth. So this is an important parameter and we'll want to note it right away. Boiling point increases, that's all right. Density increases, you can see the density increases, that's expected. Density I knew is going to be increasing down the group. So density is all right. Boiling point is all right. Melting point we'll want to mark. Melting point increases up to arsenic and then decreases. It increases up to arsenic and then decreases. So I have given you a basic idea here. This is something you will want to remember. And this takes care of all the physical parameters. It increases up to arsenic and then decreases. So nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, it increases and then it decreases. Nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth. Remember, this is for the melting point. Boiling point increases down the group. Boiling point, there is no ambiguity. Boiling point, it increases down the group. Certainly the values need not be mugged up. And because this trend is given with numbers in melting point, it's always advised to know this particular fact. Now moving on, electronic configuration, atomic ionic radii, ionization energy. Very quickly we'll see if there is anything different. The valence configuration is NS2np3, that's understood. Covalent ionic radii increases down the group, it increases. There is a considerable increase, this is what I was telling you. There is a considerable increase between nitrogen to phosphorus, from arsenic to bismuth, a small increase in radii, a small difference in ionization energy. This is due to the presence of completely filled orbitals in D and F orbitals. D and F will have poor screening effect. This will have poor screening effect. So poor screening, you have been told in the past, poor screening would mean, they will be under stronger nuclear grip and the increase in size will be less than expected. D and F having poor screening effect, that is expected. Ionization enthalpy, so this is what I told you, I3 more than I2 more than I1 is expected. Down the group there is a gradual increase in atomic size, so it decreases because of the extra stable p orbitals. I told you, because of half-filled p configuration P3, the value is going to be, group 15 is going to be more than that of group 14. ये तो ऑक्सीजन से भी ज़्यादा होता है. And I3 more than I2 more than I1 is also expected. Here again the difference between nitrogen and phosphorus is big. The difference between nitrogen and phosphorus is big. For ionization energy, you will see the difference between nitrogen and phosphorus will be big, and then the difference will be decreasing. You can just check it. Nitrogen and phosphorus, the difference will be almost 400, then the difference is negligible. See, then the difference is negligible. The difference is almost 100 or less, but between these two the difference is maximum. So size, electronegativity, ionization energy, you know, they are related parameters. And then we'll move on. Electronegativity. Electronegativity decreases down the graph. However, among the heavier elements, the difference is not that pronounced. So, you know, between nitrogen and phosphorus, it's maximum. Then for arsenic, antimony, bismuth, it's almost 2, 1.9 equal. Physical properties. Now, when it comes to physical properties, we all know nitrogen is a gas, phosphorus is a soft liquid, is a waxy solid, and the other members, they tend to become harder. Bismuth has a crystalline lattice, so it's absolutely metallic in nature. Now, although we'll see this in details in the next video, but right now, the fact is, nitrogen is diatomic, and all the rest of the members are tetraatomic, P4. Remember, the state of matter, which will definitely depend upon the boiling point and melting point, and the boiling point and melting point will depend upon the intermolecular forces, and the intermolecular forces, van der Waals forces, will depend upon the molecular weight. So this has also been a general tendency in all the groups. Generally, you know, moving down, you would find gas becoming liquid, becoming solid. That's the general trend, because, you know, moving down the group, the molecular weight increases. Here the molecular weight not only increases because of increase in the number of, you know, subatomic particles, here also because it's diatomic and it's tetraatomic. We'll see the reason behind nitrogen being diatomic in the next video. We'll take up anomalous properties of nitrogen. We'll see nitrogen is going to be very stable in its diatomic form. Triple bond will have a lot of stability. As far as the physical properties are given, you know, the rest are tetraatomic. Dinitrogen is diatomic, others are solids. Metal character increases down the graph. नाइट्रोजन एंड फॉस्फोरस नॉन मेटल्स, आर्सेनिक एंटीमनी मेटलॉइड्स, बिस्मथ इज अ मेटल. ये वापस रिपीट किया स्टेटमेंट को. Now this is again important. Boiling point increase from top to bottom, but the melting point increases up to arsenic and then decreases. So you know it's there in the table. It's explained here as well. Except nitrogen, all elements show allotropy. Except nitrogen, all elements show allotropy. I'll want to add except nitrogen and bismuth. Even for bismuth, you don't find allotropes. Arsenic, antimony, bismuth. Arsenic, antimony, bismuth. For antimony and bismuth. For antimony and bismuth. For arsenic and antimony, YBG, yellow, black, gray, YBG, these are the three allotropic forms. Phosphorus will have multiple allotropes. Phosphorus will have many allotropes. We'll take it up in details. The two predominant form would be red and white. White form is more reactive, white or yellow. And then there is going to be a scarlet form. There is going to be an alpha black form, a beta black form. There are going to be more forms of allotropes here. Remember, somewhere I have read that the black form is most stable. Black phosphorus is thermodynamically most stable. Again, this might be required. Thermodynamically most stable. We might see this later in maybe the NCERT text only. But out of all the allotropes, black phosphorus is maximum stable. Nitrogen is a gas because of its proclivity of forming triple bond. We'll check that out. Arsenic, antimony, YBG, yellow, black, gray, YBG are the allotropic forms. We'll take up allotropes of phosphorus in more details, and naturally bismuth does not form allotropes. यहाँ पे नाइट्रोजन दिया हुआ है NCERT में, bismuth का भी allotropes नहीं होता है. We'll move on. This is about oxidation state. Now the oxidation state will range from -3 to +5, and oxidation state onwards, anomalous properties of nitrogen. Then you know the compounds of this group, which are hydrides, oxides, chlorides, halides. You know, all these tables and results you would see are going to be taken from NCERT. So this is what we are up to in the sense we'll take all the basic informations from NCERT and parallelly along with the key points, I would be giving you notes. I would be giving you these notes which would take care of the value addition. So this much for the first introductory video. Next class onwards, the sequence, it's going to begin with the chemical behavior. It's going to begin with the oxidation number and all of these elements and their popular hydrides and oxides. This much for the time being. Stay happy, stay healthy. Thank you so much.